Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I am sitting here alongside meteorologist Tom Convica. We are both here. He's over there. Yeah, we're gonna kind of swap things off today, and I'm gonna be talking some. He'll be talking some, but we are both here at the Igloo Roofing Weather Center to take a look and see what we've got going on. And what we have right now is a tornado watch in effect until 7 p.m. That could be extended later on. That doesn't mean the threat's over at 7 o'clock, but you can see thunderstorms developing rather quickly off to our west and southwest. This area down here around Lake Charles, this is where things have not been firing up yet. As a cap in the atmosphere was evident, they sent a balloon up into this just to see what was going on, and there is a cap in place. Now, that sounds like good news, but as that forcing, as that upper level motion, or as that upward motion comes in, as that upper level support comes in, we are going to see these storms develop, and they're going to be isolated, which is not good news. That's when we can see these become supercells, as we had one attempt out here near Jasper in the warm sector. That was briefly warned for severe thunderstorm, for damaging wind and potential for some smaller hail. But out here, this is the area we're going to be watching. Once that cap breaks, it is game on. And here is Tom. I'm going to give him the mic to talk for a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Folks, don't underestimate these November potential severe weather outbreaks. We don't want to underestimate this, and we don't want to overestimate it. But from history, what we learn is that probably the worst tornado outbreak in Cenlas history was in 1957, and it was a November event. In 1992, there was a huge outbreak of severe weather, including tornadoes across much of the United States. Some of that was in Cenla. 87 was a bad year in November with a flash flood and severe weather combo event. So these things can overachieve. And we will be watching it very closely. Right now, the full potential here in Cenla hasn't arrived. It's being transported in by the wind from the southwest. We can already see it on the Texas side of the Sabine, and it's just probably a matter of an hour or so before it crosses over into Louisiana. I wouldn't be surprised to see a severe warning here within the next hour for probably Sabine or Vernon or somebody like that.
Yep, and there we go. We had the sky cam up briefly. I wanted to bring this out just to show you. This is just going to be your future, your HRRR forecast. This is going to we've been stepping through this morning, and what I'm going to do is come in here and just kind of walk you through the next little while here. And what it looks like we're going to see is these individual cells are going to start to fire up to the southwest, and there you go. They stay fairly discreet. We get, and again, I don't want you to focus exactly on your location here or where that storm is exactly at that moment, but you can see the general idea is scattered severe thunderstorms, hail producers, and the potential for some supercells that could bring tornadoes, damaging hail, damaging wind, and as we just kind of slowly step through that, you can see that this threat's going to stick with us, at least in parts of the area, up until about 9, maybe 10 o'clock, and then finally it moves on to the east and we are out of that severe threat. But that is, that's an impressive run of this model, and we've had many of these. I'm going backwards now, but we've had many runs in a row. A lot of consistency, not only with this, but with the NSSL, the ARW. We've had all of our shorter range, high resolution models showing this kind of stuff.
Right, and one of the things about the modeling that you see here is we can't take it literally in some ways. This is a guide. We call it guidance in forecasting. But what it does is it will take the environmental wind profile. It will take the thermo. It'll take the potential in the atmosphere, and it will use known laws of physics to build storms. And we can see that in those pictures. And we can identify those type of storms. And what it's building is, in cases, you see some dominant cells. Those are supercells. Those are the most dangerous type of storms because they produce the vast majority of large hail, severe wind, and major tornadoes. Be those type of storms, supercell storms. Those are the ones with the rotating updraft. We have that potential today with this, and you can see the tornado watch is out until what time did they? 10?
7. This
7.
one's out until
Okay.
7. And I think we're going to see that probably extended out. No, don't worry. I know people are thinking Tom's going to get a neck cramp and all that. Now, we're going to be kind of swapping out where one of us may be driving the system, the other one's going to be talking, things like that. So we just wanted to hop on when this tornado watch came out and give you an idea of what was going on and what our thought process was with all of this. And that right there that just popped in, that is a special weather statement. So that's kind of the level below severe thunderstorm warning, just saying, hey, we're watching this. If you're up in Sabine Parish. That storm is headed your way and could bring a lot of heavy rain. I know you already had a storm come through in Manny, and let me just pop over and look at the velocity on this stuff just to see if we see anything worth really monitoring. And I don't see any strong signatures just yet. Storm relative shows, yeah. I mean, these are not at that point where they're mature and they're just supercells that are ready to produce here. But that tornado watch is out in advance of all that, so we can have somewhat of a heads up and get ready for it.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. I think Nick and I have been ready here for an hour or so, kind of jawing and studying and that kind of thing. And again, don't underestimate these November outbreaks, folks. Right now, that special weather statement means that may be a candidate for a severe storm warning later on, because in the life cycle of these storms, they pulse up and down. They get worse, they get weaker. They get stronger, they get weaker. And so right now, it may not be at a severe potential, but there's certainly the possibility in the atmosphere that could happen. So if you're in Sabine Parish, we'll convey the warning as soon as we can if it comes.
All right. Well, I am going to. My wife's telling me it's tough to hear Tom when he's a little far from the mic. Yeah, we're gonna work on that for the next one. But looking outside right now, clouds have really increased. We're starting to see that fill in. Notice that temperature though. Yeah, I missed it. I had 77 for the high, already up to 81. Dew points at 65, and the winds from the south at 19. All that's doing is bringing in all that warmth and instability. Now we're getting some clouds to develop out there. Not seeing any storms on the horizon just yet, but things filling in nicely out there. So it looks like we are going to see an active afternoon. We're going to go ahead and step away for a little bit. We just wanted to kind of test it out, fine-tune things, and we will be back with you as warnings begin to fly a little bit later this afternoon.